And welcome back, everyone, to Overtime as we get ready to close out with this last installment of it here on your Sunday evening. We have with us Judge Cedric Bush of the Washington County Justice Court. Again, we were talking last block about what's left because you have achieved so much athletically, you've achieved so much in the business realm. You are achieving right now in the field of law, serving as a judge here in Washington County. Seems like you've been checking off a lot of boxes here. What's left that maybe you haven't accomplished that maybe you would like to do so in the future?
Well, one of the things, my wife and I, we always talk about dying empty. Do all the things that you know to do and leave it here in the earth. We have a lot of services for people. And we always wonder, what did God have for them that they didn't complete? And so that's why we go out and we work as hard as we do and do the things we do. My grandchildren, that's what's most important to me at this point in time. My children following a pattern that we set for them to work, build, help the community, do service. But the biggest part I love is talking. So we do radio at Alcorn State University. I do radio for the home football games and some road games in case one of the announcers doesn't show up. But that's one of the things I want to do: go around and do motivational speaking, and maybe perhaps become a life coach.
And as we get ready to close, the best advice you can give right now in terms of this generation coming up and what they have to deal with in today's world.
My greatest advice I could give to them is get a great relationship with God. Get in His Word. I grew in Proverbs. There's a lot of wisdom in Proverbs, and it speaks to the young man or young woman as to how you should be in life, how you should be to your parents, how you should be to the elderly, how you should be for your husband or your wife. Once you go through that part of it, God will give you guidance in how you should be in life. If you want it, you got to work for it. And if you work for it, you should win.
And last question, it just seems like you're at peace with yourself. Is that kind of a best way of describing where you are at this juncture of your life and the journey that you've been on? More at peace than any other time of your life?
This world owes me nothing. I've accomplished a lot. I've done a lot. And my biggest attribute is try to be the best man I could be for people. I try to make sure how I treat them is how I want to be treated.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's so well said.
Yes,
I was just thinking of the word structure.
Structure.
Yeah.
It has to be there. So if you don't have a plan, it won't work for you.
Well, I tell you what, you've had a plan, and your plan has definitely worked for you.
Yes,
and
sir.
I want to wish you nothing but the very best of success in moving forward.
Yes, sir.
And Godspeed with you and your beautiful wife,
Yes,
Mrs.
sir.
Bush, off to the right here. She is all smiles here. We appreciate her presence as well this evening here on Overtime. And again, all rise, Judge Bush. We
Thank you for the opportunity.
Appreciate
Yes,
the
sir.
time.
Yes,
Thank you, and hopefully we could do it again
Yes,
as
sir.
well.
All right.
Well, that's going to close out your Sunday evening here. We thank you, the viewing audience, for blessing us with your time on this evening, and we want to make sure that you enjoy the rest of your week. Be safe in the process, and we will see you a little later on in the week. Good night.